Hey there, StarCraft fans, it's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 for Midrank Madness. It's going to be Smokem versus Barcode here on Goldenaura. Top left, it's going to be a Barcode Protest player. He is red, and the bottom right going to be Smokem. APM check whenever there's a Barcode player. Let's see, about an average of about 100 for each player, so it's not going to be a GM player here today, or a GM player that plays very slowly. Which is it indeed? So a pool first here for Smokem. Alright, man, a 12 pool, in fact. So 12 pool opening here from Smokem. This is a replay that was sent to Sniper Monkey at the email address in the description. It's a Midrank Madness game. You can send it in. Just make sure it's gold, platinum, or diamond level. Interesting in some way. Maybe it's a crazy game. Maybe it's something that goes into late game and something weird happens. Maybe you went, I don't know, Mass Broodlord, and then your opponent went Mass Tempest, and you're like, oh, crap. Like, just something interesting, right? So send it to Sniper Monkey, email address in the description with the subject of Mid-Rank Madness. So that hatch is late, right? Probe sees that and says, that's a late hatch. What is going on here? Are we going to scout this pool? Man, that would be crazy. If he doesn't scout, totally going to scout it. All right, neat. So what are we even worried about? Obviously, he's going to see the pool's done, and it is a mech pool, which means we've got all sorts of like tubes running in and out of it, and there's an antenna, and yeah, exciting stuff. Okay, so not expanding. Good. Gate, Cybercore, another pylon. Really worried about the lings that are already on the way. Good response here from Barcode, and then going to expand. This is why you scout, ladies and gentlemen. This is 100% why you do it. Because if you don't, and you just want one gate expand, then these lings show up, and they kill the pylon, powering all of this, and then you die. So, excellent scouting here from Barcode. And we do have the Brave Noob World feature, too, which we haven't gotten any submissions for over the last month or so. So, if you're a bronze or a silver level player and want to send your replays in, you're like, I'm not platinum, gold, or diamond. That's right. If you're bronze or silver, send it in to Sniper Monkey with the subject of Brave Noob World, okay? All right, look at this control. Oh, this Zealot micro from Barcode is too good. It is too good for Midrank Madness. Who is this man? His APM's all the way up to 118, Falcon. He is a smurf. He's clearly a GM level player, playing under a Barcode name to beat up on lowly gold players. Nope, that's not what's happening here. He does not have the APM for this at all, but his reactions to what the Zerg player is doing and his micro have been both really good. It's tough to get out there and chase the lings off of hacking down your gateway while getting back to the hole in time and blocking it off. Are we getting speed or something? Why are you... I just made too many lings here. This is just too many lings from Smokem. Unless you have speed on these guys, they're not going to be that good. It's just a waste of resources and a waste of larvae. These should have been drones instead. They should have. You should have, like, kept the 6 lings fine. Continue to poke and prod here. Keep them here. Keep an eye on what these zealots are doing. If suddenly 5 zealots start walking across the map, then yeah, make some lings back home. You have the time to do that. Lings don't take that long to build, but making that many lings now is bad. You needed the drones. The worker count is 24 to 25. You have a lead, actually, in workers, but it could be better. As Pedro Pascal said in the Wonder Woman movie. The one that people didn't like very much. Not the one that people liked. Anywho, we're getting this Warp Gate. We are getting Blink. Ooh, Blink is a bit of an advanced spell. An advanced ability for Midrank Madness. But, you know, we see it. We're not going to see Parting level Blink or Hero level Blink here. But it's gonna be Barcode level Blink. Unless he just gets Blink and never uses it for anything, which sometimes happens in the Midrank Madness, right? Every once in a while, somebody will research something early, like they'll get Resonating Glaives really fast, and then they don't make any Adepts. And you're like, but why did you research Resonating Glaives? Because they had an idea, and then they changed their mind midstream. Which I guess, I don't know. I think sometimes it does happen as a Rotorn comes in for the pros too, but they'll make that decision and maybe cancel the upgrade before it finishes, right? They'll scout out and be like, oh, the enemy has like 20 roaches already. Adepts are going to be bad. And then they'll cancel the Resonating Glaives and move into something else. Start Blink, right? Anyway, ooh, and a Warp Prism. Dude, Barcode has some plans here. Has some serious plans of just blinking the ever-loving crap out of this Zerg player. Warp Prism can be used for a kind of a blink. Obviously, these Stalkers literally have blink. So they move out. Overlord sees them coming. And back home, we're making queens and drones. Not great for smokem. Not a big fan of that. He finally fired up 4 roaches, and he's getting metabolic boost. It's almost done. So, yeah, these zealots, if they don't, oh my gosh, surround them and kill them. There you go. I mean, it's the best position the zealots could ask for. They don't do a lot, though. And then speed kicks in during that battle. I mean, that was 2 zealots for a zergling. Horrendous. Notice the production tab for barcode is nothing right now. I mean, either you need more gates or you need a third at this point, barcode. This right now, you need to throw up like 4 or 5 more gateways or get a third base. You can't just be doing 2 base on like 4 gates like this. 4 gates is for 1 base, but look at the blink micro. He's like, screw you, Falcon. I'm going to win with blink stalkers. I don't need 8 gates, but you could be spending all of this money so much better. And he's like, I don't need more. Look at these stalkers. I'm warping in more of them. We're going to ruin this third base entirely. Ravagers, roaches in production. Okay, but focus down the hatch. Focus down the hatch. There you go. Okay, so the third hatch. Oh, he's expanding. Third hatch with the Zerg player is dead. That roach is free. Okay, all right. He is expanding behind it. Good, good barcode player. Bam. Oh, the resources lost here are mean. Look at this. 1,775, 1,800 to 250. That's it. All that he's lost so far is that 1 probe and 2 zealots. Nary a stalker has died so far. Okay, well, here come a bunch of speedlings. Great. Doing some buffer, doing some damage. Roaches and Ravagers have good range. But, I mean, it's 2 base to 2 base. Zerg player cannot be happy about this. Oh my gosh, have still no stalkers died? 1 stalker has died. Look at him blinking back in and picking off a queen. I don't even know if you have to go in here and kill the Zerg at this point. Contain them. Make them come off creep and fight your stalkers. Get your third base up. Saturate it. Throw down, like, honestly, 7 more gates at this point. I mean, continue making probes, I guess is something I didn't say. But keep making probes and pylons so you don't get supply blocked. And, yeah, you got this thing. There is a clear and present map for you to win this game. If you screw this up and the Zerg player wins, I'm actually going to be disappointed in you, barcode. So, let's see. Let's see what we get here. Did that cross somebody blink that one? Yeah, still 1 stalker has died. Somehow an adept has died. There was an adept in this mess at one point. It's dead now, though. It is just pure stalker. No upgrades on these. I mean, the blink, yes. But there is no +1 attack. He is firing up +1 attack now at 745. He heard me, and he was like, wait a second. Wait just a second. I do need +1. +1 missile attack getting fired up from the Zerg player, too. Getting Goldenaura Constitution. Speed's going to be nice in this situation, without a doubt. But, you know, this third base is getting all saturated. Taking those gases would be crazy rad, too. Fully saturating this gas and not oversaturating this gas would be great. Just keep poking in. Like, I don't know. Yeah, just pokes. This is not committing to anything, and I like it. Like, blinking in there and getting surrounded by a million roaches and ravagers and lings and stuff would be really bad for you. But if you are just denying this third base for all time, that's how you want to do. Like, this is great stuff. It's patient. The expansion is looking good. The probes are being made 3 at a time. The extra gases are on the way. This is looking fantastic out of barcode. Like, I think barcode's got this. Ooh, adding immortals into the comp against all the roaches that smokem is trying to roll with. Man. This is insane. You know, I've been doing YouTube Shorts recently, right? Just for the heck of it. Figured might as well. You can make like 8 cents for a 4,000 view short these days. And I was like, that adds up, I suppose. I am unemployed. Might as well use every bit of income or revenue stream that I can. So there have been shorts piling up, if you haven't noticed. At least a couple of them. Haven't been crazy on the StarCraft 2 side of things. More on the Brood War, but you generally don't care about that. You're here for the StarCraft 2. Go to 164 to 142 supply. The Zerg player is retaking his third. Barcode went home. Researching charge. Dude, this is a terrible angle for the Zerg. Don't come in here. Don't come in here. Don't come in here. Okay. I mean, Shield battery overcharge, go. This is a lot of roaches all of a sudden. Okay, shield battery overcharge pops up, tops off a bunch of dudes that are in trouble, and then smokem says, oh, battery overcharge, I'm going to step back then for a second. If you want to fight me out of range of that shield battery, that's great. He's trying to focus down the immortals, which is really smart, but there's more immortals down here, and they're getting massive hits off on your face. Blinks on top of the roaches and ravagers. Maybe not the time to do that. You saw your hero do that, I'm sure. And you were like, yes, if you blink on top of the enemy, they all die. Sometimes you have to time it correctly. You have to know what's going on. You can't just blink on top of them whenever and expect to get a win out of it, because that's exactly what happened to Barcode. He blinked on top of it and misfired it terribly. Yep, kind of just floating a ton of cash. Boy, how would you spend all of this extra cash you're getting? Maybe make more than the 4 gates you've had for the last 5 minutes. More gateways. No, not expanding. You don't need more income at this point. You need to spend the money that you have. Oh, Barcode is going to die because he's going to die with a 2,000 gas, 1,000 mineral bank. Are you kidding me? That is the nature of Midrank madness, folks. Sometimes players lose because of things that the pros never lose to. Right? You're never going to see Hero die because he only had 4 gates at 11 minutes. Right? Right. Okay, Zerg player's third is up. It's not crazy saturated, but getting there. 4th base is coming in from him, too. He is playing the pressure now with 15 roaches on the way. A lot of these units are fairly well injured. There's a lot of green in there, too, though. Dude, this immortal count is getting hefty, though. I mean, at least we've got 2 robos, right? At least we have 2 robos, so we can make a lot of immortals, which against this composition is going to be pretty good. And no bonus damage versus Ravagers, no. But they will chomp up these roaches for breakfast. Oh, no, not a Corrosive Bile hit. He's really got to stop being worried about, like, single Corrosive Bile hits. Well, kind of Corrosive Bile himself there a little bit. Yeah, I mean... Okay, fine. It just killed 2 stalkers. Maybe you do want to dodge Corrosive Bile a little bit if you already have super injured units at the front. Oh, man, those 2 stalkers died, and Barcode's like, I just want to go home. I want to go home. Oh, he did the thing. He made 4 more gateways, and he's firing up 3 stargates. Qu'est-ce que c'est? What are we doing here? Are we going Sky Toss hybrid? Dude, honestly, throwing up on like 6 carriers to add what you're doing here would be pretty incredible, actually, because this is all stuff that can't shoot up. Roaches are horrible. Ravagers can maybe try to Corrosive Bile down a carrier, but I've never seen that done. I don't think, anyway. Okay, gotta wait for the Stargate to finish, then you can make a fleet beacon. But if you get caught trying to invest a lot into carriers and your opponent shows up and tries to kill you in the meantime, that's not good. You don't want that at all. Man, if I was a Zerg, I'd probably knock these rocks down. Like, giving yourself another angle up into this area would be... The Protoss decided to do it for him. Okay. Protoss says, you know what? The Zerg player being able to hit me from, like, a wider area is something I'm interested in. Let's make that happen. The Immortal count is hilarious, though. 11 Immortals is so much. Like, this is where a better Zerg player would transition into Mutalist to just kind of win the game. But smokem is not all about that mess. No, sir. Dude's got better upgrades. +2/+1 versus a +1 attack and no armor for the Protoss is not going to work out for him. Void Ray is also going to be fine in this situation. Oh, he started building something and then he canceled it. Dude, build things with these Stargates. Okay, he's like, you know what? I was going to make carriers, but let's get a fleet beacon down. Zerg players got 4 bases. Still no gas being taken at the 3rd base or the 4th base. 5th base coming in here, too. Yeah, this is why I don't like playing against Blinkstalker as a Zerg, because they're so mobile with it. Oh, I like this. Sending Lings up into that mineral line. Dude, Corrosive Bile connections are actually pretty great here. It's a lot of Ravagers. And you know, the Immortals are not going to do as well against the Ravagers. Warping in some Zealots with a ton of shield battery support is going to save that Nexus. But how many probes died there? 30 probes went down. Well, 29 because there was that one earlier. But just completely obliterates an entire mineral line with a nice little double-pronged shenanigan play there. Look, your fleet beacon is done. For heaven's sakes, build some carriers. No, your mineral count is low because you lost 30 probes back there. Oh, well, fourth base is rolling. There's some dudes there. We're quadruple pumping probes, and look at this. Saturating that base like an absolute boss. Make carriers. At this level, carriers kind of auto-win. They're really hard for Zerg players to deal with. You got to be patient against hybrid Sky Toss, right? That's why Serral makes it look easy on this channel especially. Serral versus Hero is just like, we're patient, we're picking away, we're throwing down fungals, we're doing parasitic bombs, we're trying to bait out storms. It takes a while, but Zerg players of this caliber just do not have the patience to pull it off. Yeah, you know what? Ravager Ling against Immortal is actually pretty fantastic. Some Zealots in here too, but what do Ravagers care about your Zealots? Okay, one carrier in production. He could build another one. He has the cash for that. But again, I think our Zerg player is better at spending than our Protoss player is, but dude, Protoss is marching in here. Woo! Okay, big time hits. Further upgrades on the Immortals would be... Did he just lose an Immortal to Corrosive Bile? He lost another Immortal to Corrosive Bile. I take it back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I told you to not worry about Corrosive Biles. I just meant like the one. Like when the Zerg is retreating and it throws down one Corrosive Bile, don't freak out about that. But if there are maybe 6 Corrosive Biles coming for your face, try to dodge that one. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. More Archons coming in. Making carriers. We've got one of them with another one on the way. Here we go. Here we go. It's not, I mean, it's not exactly what I would want from a hybrid Sky Toss scenario. You really want at least 5 or 6 of these carriers before they get too scary. You really don't want to reveal you're making carriers until you have a bunch of them. Okay. Free Overseers are free. This is... I don't know what that was. Okay, he's rebuffing the attack. That's fine. Spire immediately gets tossed down. Yeah, so you revealed your carriers when the Zerg player has enough time to build a Spire and be okay, right? You really want to reveal your carriers when you're ready to push. Because if you push on a Zerg player and then they start building a Spire, it's not going to be done in time. But if you do this, if you reveal your first carrier... and you don't have any more than that, and then you try to push, the one carrier is just kind of piddling away at these roaches and not getting anything done. Man, Smokem is doing this. 2 carriers, not full interceptor complements, but it's kind of working. Dude, Barcode just lost his entire ground army there. 15 hiders in production, and guess what? 15 hiders can handle 2 carriers. We're going to snipe down an entire hatchery. That's pretty good. More carriers coming. Look, hiders can handle about 4 carriers. I like the charge lots on this counterattack too. That's great. If you have 2 to 4 carriers, the charge lots will eat them. If you have 6 to 8 to 10 carriers, then no, not going to happen. The hydras will all die. No matter how many you have, it's kind of a weird thing in StarCraft 2. So, all right, another hatch down. Protoss is getting some work done. Zerg is really put all of his tech in the natural for some reason. I don't know why. It's like spawning pool, and he just built a Spire in the main base. Dude, how are there not more carriers than this? How do you not have more carriers than this? He's expanding again. Okay, well, I guess... Look, it's going to be 4. Now, here's the test. Can these Hydralisks win against 4 carriers, or are the carriers too smart, and they're going to run away from the mass Hydra because that's what you needed to do? Great. Good. Barcode knows. Barcode knows the rule of thumb here and is not making any more carriers, which I'm concerned about. Trying to expand to this gold base bottom left. No. Say the Zealots. They shut that sucker down. Storm's getting researched by Barcode at 18 minutes and 53 seconds for some reason. Okay. Nope. The carriers go back in. The Zealots were all distracting. The Hydras went this way. And I guess we're kind of base trading, or perhaps even base racing. These Hydras coming in. Barcode's like, dude, that Storm could not finish any sooner. That's a lot of Hydralisks. The more Storm we have, the better it is. And maybe there's a genius to putting all of your tech in the natural base. Because that way, when the carriers swing into your main, there's not that much for them to take out, right? This is mined out. Losing this hatchery sucks for production capability, but not for anything else. This isn't a hive, right? Okay, Storm is so done. Ready to go. Blah, blah, blah. You're overkilling with the Storm? It doesn't stack. That's not how you want to do that. But it took all of the Hydras down to like 10 hit points. So, I mean, it's hard to tell you. No, this Nexus is dead. Okay, cool. They got the Nexus. They wanted the Nexus earlier. This 4 at least makes 6 carriers. Please. 6 carriers would be amazing. Ooh, supply blocking smokem's pretty good too. Ah, crap. You gave the Zerg player enough time to make Corruptors. Trying to snipe down a Queen. Couldn't pull that off. All the Hydras show up. You run away and try to fight. But man, again, this many Hydras against Interceptors will eat them. The Interceptor count is not great enough for you to save him. And the recall does save every single carrier. Make 6 of them. I know you're like, the carriers aren't good enough. No! They're fine. You need about 2 more, though. 2 more. Man, is smokem going to win this thing because our guy refused to build any more carriers? Also turned every one of his High Templar into Archons. The Storms ate almost all of the HP on these Hydras, and then it didn't. They don't have speed, do they? These are non-speedy Hydras. They do have the range upgrade, though. So that's nice. But, oh, man, passing in the night a little bit. Nope, nope, nope. Hang on. Dude, yeah. The Archons are so much worse against Hydras than the Psy Storm is with the High Templar, man. Turning these guys into Archons was the worst move in the history of the world. Charge lots going down. I love how Zerg buildings are on fire when they're mechanical Zerg buildings. Always very fun to see. Throws me every time. It's another hatch killed. I mean, that's going to be 5 hatches killed in 21 minutes, which is really not bad. Looks like trying to expand up this way. Did this Corruptor just force a cancel on a Nexus? That's pretty cool. Zealots have upgrades. They have +3, +1. Okay, upgrades have been coming in from our barcode a little bit over this game. Smokem expanding, double expanding up the right side of the bases that he's lost before in response to losing this one and this one. Zealots would do well to check that area. But seriously, dude, just 2 more carriers. Also, give your carriers upgrades. Interceptors benefit immensely from upgrades at the Cyber Core. Giving Interceptors +1 is great. Because they attack so quickly, right? Every attack of theirs benefits from the upgrade. Cancel that hatch. I'm telling you, these Zealots being menaces is fantastic. So, Zerg player knows he wants some roaches for the Hydras, or roaches for the ground units, the Zealots in particular. Okay, he actually did warp in some High Templar and did not immediately morph them into Archons. This is going to be problematic. Yeah, the roaches are like, wait, what? Pull back. And the Hydras are like, we got this. And the carriers are like, hang on a second. Come forward. Come forward, my Archons and my Immortals. And the Hydras are trying to kite as much as they can without the speed upgrade. It's almost done. Oh, man. You stop microing a little bit, and the Interceptor count is kind of plummeting, but it's not enough. He recognizes he's outgunned with the Archons. The High Templar didn't even toss down a Storm yet. And Barcode does get the win. I mean, come on. That was fantastic. That was a really, really, really great showing there from Barcode. Again, there are some questionable decisions, right? Didn't have enough gateways for most of the game. Didn't make more than 4 carriers, which is just, nobody's ever going to tell you make 4 carriers in PvZ. It's great. No. 6 carriers, 8 carriers, and then, sure, the rest of your stuff can be hybrid-y, right? It can be the Archons and the Immortals and everything else. But, dude, 4 carriers is just not enough. But, yeah, killing those hatcheries, right, really slowed down the Zerg's economy there. 47 drones died. 5 hatcheries died in 23 minutes. Zerg players, a 3-basing Zerg at 23 minutes. That is abysmal. That is the worst feeling in the world as a Zerg player. And I like replanting his bases. Did a good job replanting bases, even when they were canceled or killed. Right? Upgrades were fine. The +3 attack is great. I'd love to see upgrades on the carriers. As I said before, I loved the charge. The blink stuff was good. And then to go from blink into this is, you know, shows a lot of breadth of capability from the Protoss player. So good job by him. I would have loved to see more Corruptors out of Smokem. And yeah, going Hydras, if it's only a couple carriers, sure, wipe them out. But as soon as it's hybrid, you need something else. Because this was just too much stuff, right? And in fairness, this composition right here, Archons, Immortals, High Templar, and Carriers, is extremely hard for Zerg players at our level to deal with. Again, Cyril, it makes it look easy. Dark and Rogue make it look easy. It's not. It's very tricky, but it can be done by them. And by us, not so much. So just keep that in mind. But GG, man. Great showing there from our guy Barcode. Average APM today, 170. Zerg player spiked up to 229. Resources lost, 37,000 to 31,000. So Zerg player did lose more, which is natural in this matchup, but lost a little bit too much. And again, the 5 hatcheries were key. So GG, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Midrank Madness. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. You can also catch me out at Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. All at /Falcon Paladin. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok these days. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. So again, thanks for watching. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.